last week I came across this video by Alyssa Jaden. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to her. She's great. But anyway, I came across this video that she made titled Canceled TV Shows That Ended Too Soon. And immediately I knew I had to make a video like this. This topic is near and dear to my heart because a couple months ago, I decided to torture myself by watching shows that I knew for a fact had already been canceled or had like 1 or 2 seasons. Why I did this, I don't know. But what I can tell you is that these shows were amazing. So here I am, the cancellation fairy with elite taste in television, to put you on and show you some shows that I know for a fact you've never heard of. Also, I have a challenge for you guys. If you've seen any of the shows on this list or are familiar with them, comment down below because I would really like to know if someone else knows about these shows or has seen them, because I just feel like they didn't get the proper recognition they deserved. You feel me? Like, I feel like nobody knows about them. That's why they were canceled. So we're starting this list off with a heavy hitter. The first show I'm going to talk about is called The LA Complex. When I tell you guys I fell in love with this show, this was the first show that kicked off me binging all those shows that got canceled. This was the catalyst, okay? I fell in love with this show. It was so good. It's the perfect slice of life show, and those are my favorite genre of TV. Like, I love a good slice of life coming of age story, and this is that. So the synopsis reads, the LA Complex follows the lives of 20-year-olds living in the same apartment complex in LA, trying to make it as actors, dancers, producers, and comedians. And that is the perfect synopsis for this show, because that's literally what it is. It's following these young adults trying to make it in different areas of entertainment, and I love that so much. I love it, 1, because I can relate, but 2, I really love it because a lot of times when a show is about people trying to make it in entertainment, it's like, if it's about them trying to be actors, it's about actors. If it's about dancers, it's just about dancers. But this one showed us different perspectives of different careers. So the show is literally about people in their early 20s trying to make it in the entertainment business, and all of them happen to live in the same apartment complex in LA. And I love that. I love when it's multiple stories in one episode and then each person intertwines, like they know each other, they're friends or they're dating. We get to see each person's life. I love that. And I realized I love slice of life stuff and coming of age stuff because I'm just nosy. Like, I had to come to terms with that and just be real with myself. I'm really nosy and I love to hear about people's lives. That's why these kinds of shows just speak to me. And I guess you'll see that might be a theme with these shows. I don't know. I just love drama because I'm just a messy bitch. So in this show, we have the aspiring comedian who is incredibly unfunny and struggles with finding his perspective and point of view in comedy. He also has lots of girl problems. Then we have the veteran actress who's aging out of her usual roles and is struggling to book acting jobs. She also faces being typecasted as the bitch. We have the aspiring producer whose boss at the recording studio won't listen to any of his ideas. He's also in an abusive relationship with one of the rappers that works at the recording studio because that rapper struggles with being BL and in the closet. We have the neighborhood filmmakers fresh out of film school who just want to make a movie. We have the actor who is actually on and books a lead role on a primetime television series, but he struggles with depression and anxiety and burns his house down. And then we also have the dancer who struggles to book gigs and has to strip in order to pay her rent and ultimately ends up doing corn. Yeah. So regarding this show, something that I found out when I was researching it, it was originally intended to be a Degrassi spinoff, but I guess the producers figured they wanted to appeal to like a broader audience. You know, making a spinoff is like you're gonna get the fans of the original show, but it's kind of hard to make people who aren't familiar with that want to watch it. This is something you guys should know about me. Degrassi is my favorite show of all time, and if you ever want me to talk about it, say the word and I will make a video about it. I love it. I'm currently doing a Degrassi rewatch as we speak. I love this show. I watch it all the time. But anyway, but hearing that this was supposed to be a Degrassi spinoff made so much sense because even though this show follows multiple characters, the main character that we start with is a girl named Abby, and Abby is played by Cassie Steele, who plays Manny on Degrassi. And so you can tell that this was supposed to be a spinoff with her character because on Degrassi, Manny is an aspiring actress, and on the LA Complex, Abby is an aspiring actress trying to act in LA. But yeah, going into this show, I really thought it was gonna be corny. Like, when I read the synopsis, I was like, And because it was canceled, you know, that also makes me, you know, question like, was the show even good? Because it only had 2 seasons, but I was pleasantly surprised. I think this show is written really well. It's not corny at all, and I was so surprised by that. The only complaint I have, which is a very real complaint, but it's also kind of funny, you can tell this show had no people in the writers' room. You can tell there were no black writers because the way that they write the lines for the black characters is actually hilarious. There's a specific storyline following a black rapper who is not comfortable with his sexuality. He's gay, but he doesn't accept himself and he doesn't want to tell anybody. And he's also involved in a relationship with one of the tenants in the complex in LA. The way he talks and stuff sometimes in the scenes, the person they cast, like, no shade to him, but it's just so cringy. You can tell that black people did not write this, and that's pretty on brand for Degrassi, and I love that show, but if you know, you know. So the show only had 2 seasons and it ended on a cliffhanger, and that makes me so mad. For one, this is about different people trying to make it in the business, and the fact that we don't get to see them make it in the business is so annoying. And then also, we literally get left on a cliffhanger with one specific storyline, and I don't want to spoil it just in case you guys want to go watch it. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to torture yourself like me, but I feel like you should, because I'd love to have more people to talk about this show with. But one specific storyline, we get left on a crazy cliffhanger and we'll just never know. And I hate that. And this show specifically, we will literally never know, because even if everybody and their mother decided to band together and create a petition to bring the show back, everybody just started watching it, it literally could never come back, because this show is about people in their early 20s. And everybody who was on the cast is well into their 30s now, so we'll just never know. And it's like they could reboot it and, you know, use different actors and do the same stories again, but it just won't be the same. Like, I really liked the characters and the actors on this show. I really did. I love the comedian guy. It's been like a couple months since I watched this, so I'm forgetting his name. I think his name was like Nick. I loved him so much. That was my favorite character. And yeah, I'm just really sad that this show did not do what it needed to do. And the thing is, like, when Canadian stuff plays in America, it's like, obviously Degrassi used to play on Teen Nick, but the other Canadian shows usually end up playing on the CW, and I think they just don't get the same airtime as everything else. And I don't know what that is or why that is. I'm not in that. I'm not familiar. But that's just my observation. Like, I don't know. They don't get the same play, but justice for the LA complex. Okay, so the next show on this list is called Bigger. Bigger is a BET Plus show, I believe. It's from, I think, 2019. Let me give you guys the synopsis. So Bigger follows 5 30-somethings living in Atlanta as they try to build professional and personal lives they can be proud of. But the one thing they don't have keeps impeding their progress: love. I think that's a pretty okay synopsis for this show. It's funny because it's like following the lives of 30-somethings, and the show I just talked about is following the lives of 20-somethings. Like, I told you guys, I love slice of life. I love following people's life. I am messy. I am nosy. I want to know their business. So these are my favorite kinds of shows. So how I ended up coming across this one was basically, I talk a lot of shit about Black TV shows and movies because I feel like a lot of the ones that we have are not great, and they all tend to be about the same thing. I think we have really great ones, and don't get me wrong, like, I love Issa Rae, I love Donald Glover, like, Atlanta's great. But those are so few and far between, and it pisses me off. I just feel like we have a lot of shows about, like, certain things, and I'm trying not to say these things, but I feel like y'all catch my drift. Like, I'm not watching 50 Cent shows. I'm really not. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And I'm not watching Tyler Perry shows. And that's no shade or no hate to anyone that watches them, because there's stuff for everything. I feel like it's okay that those shows, I feel like those shows should exist because obviously there's a market. People want to see those things. But we also have room for other things. Like, Black people also do other things. Black people make art. Black people do pottery. Black people like to knit. Black people like to fly kites. Like, Black people like to do other things too. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know that was like dumb, but that's the best I could say it in a nutshell. Like, I just feel like we don't get a lot of shows. Well, we don't get a lot of shows, period. But I feel like we don't get a lot of shows about normal, just everyday life activities. And it's so annoying because I love those kinds of shows and I just want to see my people. So yeah, that's what Bigger's about. I say all that to say I talk a lot of shit about Black media, but I had to sit and be real with myself, and I was like, do I even watch all the Black media that's out there? I was like, I complain, but there's a big section of Black media that I just never watched. And that section of Black entertainment is BET. I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch anything on BET or BET Plus, and it's just because I have this thing in my head that the shows are just gonna be bad before I watch them. And I know that's so bad, don't shoot me, but it's real. So I was like, you know what, let me shut my ass up and at least check out one of them and see if I like it, see if this is something that I can watch so that I can stop saying that we don't have anything, because there are shows and I have to start checking them out. I just be scared because we get a lot of bad things, and I hate that for us as well, and I don't want to watch anything bad. So yeah, I say all that to say, yeah, that's why I watched the show, but I ended up really liking it. So let's talk about it. So Bigger follows the story of a girl named Lane who is in a relationship with this guy, and she's not like super happy because the relationship is just really stale and mundane, and he's just kind of like a cookie cutter guy, if you will. And so her mind starts doing that what if thing, like, you know, she could have bigger and better things. So she decides to have a one night stand, and it just opens up her mind to like, what do I actually want? And so that's basically how the pilot goes, and that just sets up the rest of the show. The show also follows her friends a little bit, and we see like their dynamic. They're all in their 30s as well, and we get to see it. And they're all friends from college, so they have history, and like they also dive a little bit into that and like how they met and stuff. And I really like this show because, like I said, I love slice of life shows, but also because it's just fun. Like, I don't know. I really thought I had something like profound and groundbreaking to say, but literally, like, the show is just fun. I don't know. It's a good watch. It's something that you can just put on, and you know, like, it's a cute show. It only had 2 seasons, and I haven't finished season 2, so I don't know how it ends yet, but I plan on it because I really like this show, so I'm gonna finish it. But I encourage everybody to check this one out. I think it's cute. I will say it might be a little bit of a slow burn for you because the first few episodes I didn't really know how I felt about the show, if I'm being honest. Like, I didn't know where we were going fully. I feel like about like episode 3, whatever episode had the fight on the talk show or reality show or whatever, like when they all fought, that was funny. And that's what that one after that had me kind of reeled in. And then after that, it was kind of smooth sailing. The best episode I'd seen so far was the one where they were back on campus, because all the friends went to an HBCU, and that's like where they met at. And when they do that episode and have them dressed like as if they were in college and stuff, it's like a throwback episode. That is so cute. I love that episode so much. Yeah, I just felt like the show deserved more. I don't know, but it's the fact that I had never heard of this show until I decided to just randomly look for a BET show. That tells you right there, these shows do not get any push or anything, and that sucks. So the next show that I'm gonna talk about, this one holds a very special place in my heart. This is MTV's Faking It. Now, if that title just jogged a random memory that you forgot you had, okay, I'm sure that did that for a lot of people, because I swear this show was here 1 minute and gone the next. I don't know. It's like this show never existed, which I think that's a theme with MTV shows, the ones that came out around that time at least, because this show is from like 2013 to 2014, like around that time. They were pushing out a lot of random live action shows that like I just don't, I don't think anyone remembers them, but this one specifically, no one ever talks about it. And I swear, like, I thought this show was that girl. I thought this one was really gonna be it, and no one remembers it. This is not one of the ones I watched on my binge, clearly. This is something that I've been knew about. I used to watch the show when it was on TV. I was in middle school having the time of my life, okay? So the synopsis reads, after numerous attempts of trying to be popular, 2 best friends decide to fake being lesbians. That is the funniest fucking synopsis I've ever read in my life. This show is such a product of its time, I swear. First of all, it's very pre-marriage equality, like you can tell because the synopsis is them faking being lesbians so that they can get some type of popularity, because that's in the time when being gay was like a novelty and it was just like, ooh, like, oh my gosh, my gay best friend. And a real sign of the times is the guy who's cast in this show that's like the gay guy, because I swear we could not escape him in like 2014. Like, he is the epitome of the token gay. I don't know, like, I swear they were using him down. It's the guy from the movie GBF. If you guys know that movie, Gay Best Friend, it came out around that time too. Like, there was some weird thing in 2014 where like gay was the new black. I don't know. Being gay was like this like thing. Like, I don't know. And yeah, this show is just very much that. I haven't watched it since I watched it back then, so I don't know how it is now. Like, I don't know how it aged. Probably poorly, because even this premise is insane. I think one of the problems with this show, aside from them treating sexuality as a commodity, was also the biphobia and the bisexual erasure that this show produced. Specifically with Amy's character, she was the one who actually struggled with her sexuality. Instead of just showing us that arc and letting us see her, you know, really figure out what she likes or whatever, a lot of the times they framed it as her being confused instead of her just being attracted to two genders and maybe leaning towards one at different times. They just acted like bisexuality was just this crazy phenomenon that they just didn't understand, and she just couldn't possibly be bisexual. She had to either be gay or straight, which is very 2014 coded. I just know I really used to like it. It's super campy. If you're into campy stuff, if you like comedies and just like weird one-off MTV shows, this is for you. It was definitely dramatic also, and I really did like the dynamic between the two main characters, but yeah, it was just bizarre. I will say 2 takeaways from this show, without spoiling anything. This show was the first time I had ever heard the term intersex, and I remember going to my mom's room after that episode and being like, what's intersex? And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Also, this show was the first time I ever saw Keith Powers' fine ass, and that is enough to make you watch it, you know what I mean? This show really used to just be my thing, and I was so sad when it got canceled. I can't be surprised, because like I said, no one remembers this show. Like, it is so crazy to me. It was really good. Problematic, but good. And this one lasted for 3 seasons, so she's a little, you know, maybe she was a little bit of a hit. Like, people liked it, because 3 seasons is okay. But I still feel like it ended before its time, because it was cute and people, it's just forgotten. Like, I don't know. Also, if you remember it, tell me, because I swear no one remembers this show. So the last show I'm going to talk about in this video is called Hit the Floor. Now, this one, y'all might be familiar with this one actually. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that know this one now that I think about it. But anyway, this one I decided to watch because I was doing, you know, my like watching random canceled shows binge, and I was like, let me finally give this one a try, because it was always on Amazon Prime and I would always go past it. But it's another thing with me wanting to see more Black people on my screen, so I was like, why not test it out? Alright, so the synopsis goes, the series follows Asha Hayes, played by Taylor Page. She's the talented yet naive daughter of single mom Sloane Hayes, played by Kimberly Elise, who joins the NBA cheerleading/dance team called the Los Angeles Devil Girls. She quickly discovers that her mother lied and kept secrets involving life as a devil girl herself. So basically, the main character Asha, played by Taylor Page, she is an aspiring dancer. She really wants to be on the Los Angeles Devil Girls. Because her mom used to be one when she was younger as well. But her mom is like really against it. Like, she's like, girl, no, like, been there, done that. Like, it's a terrible life. You don't want to do that. No, I forbid you. So they're having auditions one day, and Asha sneaks and she goes to audition. They choose her. And so her mom is obviously not happy about it, but what can she do? Asha is grown. So she decides to be a devil girl, and yeah, and then hijinks ensue. So basically, when she gets on this team, she realizes it's like way darker and there's so much more drama, and it's just a good little soapy soap. Like, it's very soap opera-esque, and I really like that because I always say I'm gonna watch soap operas, but I never do. And I think the main thing that holds me back is just the way that they look if that makes sense. They're just shot so it's not cinematic enough. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just, you know how soap operas look. Why am I trying to explain it? So that's like the thing that holds me back from watching soap operas. But with this show, it really gives a soap opera feel in that type of drama, but it looks good. It's shot really pretty, so I can digest that better. I really like the premise. I think it's cool, and there's secrets and mystery, and like I love that. And there's a lot of familiar faces. Like we have Taylor Page, obviously, from Zola in the Kendrick Lamar video and like things like that. And then you also have Logan Browning, who we know from like hella stuff. Come on now, like she's a very familiar face. She's gorgeous, and yeah, and it's just like you have those two. We even get Devon from That's So Raven, who was probably everybody's first TV crush. Like, you get some people in there, so it's a really good watch. I feel like y'all should check it out. Now this one had about 4 seasons, which is very interesting to me because I know like the theme of this list is obviously like stuff that got canceled too soon and only had about like 2 seasons, but this one counts because when I was going through the list of the seasons on Prime, I realized there's like 2-year gaps in between the seasons. Like season 1 and 2 are directly after each other. It's like 2013 and 2014. But after season 2, seasons 2, 3, and 4 are all 2 years apart. It goes like 2014, 2016, and 2018. And seasons 3 and 4 only have like 8 episodes as opposed to the other seasons having like, I don't know, like 20 or something. And a part of that is because during seasons 3 and 4, they moved channels. I believe they moved to VH1, but give me a second. Okay, so I just looked it up, and during season 4, or at the beginning of season 4, they moved to BET from VH1. So it used to be a VH1 show, then they moved to BET, and I think that has something to do with why like the seasons and the episodes are so weird. So I feel like that probably also really hurt the show, but during my watch, I didn't get far yet. I'm on season 2. I forgot what episode, so I'm not all the way there, so I don't know where this goes. But the comments I was reading about the show, I think it's about to maybe go downhill. I don't know. A lot of people weren't too happy with like the later seasons, so I don't know. I can't really speak on it because I haven't seen it yet, but maybe I'll do a follow-up video or something. Who knows? The show is really good. I didn't know how it was gonna be. I always thought that it was probably gonna be a little on the corny side. Like, I thought the writing wasn't gonna be that great. But when I was watching it, honestly, the writing was pretty good. That's what kept me watching. So the writing was good. I thought the acting was solid. I saw some people talking about Taylor Page's acting, I think when she was like crying, but honestly, like I feel like her acting is fine. Like, I don't know, people nitpick things, I don't know, but I think everybody's acting is good. I think Logan plays a really good villain, and she should definitely go back to that lane. I don't know what she's doing now, like I don't know a current project, but if one falls in her lap that involves her playing a villain, she should jump on that because she's a really good villain. But no, this is a really good show, and if you're into dancing and you're into dramas and I don't know, black people, you should watch it. You should watch it. It's cute, it's fun, it's for the girls. That's all I have for you guys today. I actually had more things on my list, but I decided to keep it here so the video could still stay brief. So if you want a part 2, let me know and I can make that happen. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys for watching. If you have any shows that you just feel like were just gone too soon, let me know in the comments. Comment down below and tell me what they are. Give me a list. I want to watch some more stuff and have my heart broken too, girl. I want to watch some shows that's gonna make me want to sign a petition to bring them back, okay? Yeah, so let me know. Also, like I said, let me know if you were familiar with anything on this list. I'd really like to know because I really feel like no one knows these shows except Hit the Floor. I feel like y'all know Hit the Floor, but everything else, I don't think y'all heard of those other ones. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.